Welcome to Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Judges, chapter 11, and we're introduced to this character, Jephthah, who we are told is a mighty warrior. Now, Jephthah is a bastard son of Gilead. He was born of a prostitute, and his half-brothers wanted nothing to do with him. They drove him out of town. But then the Ammonites attacked the Israelites, and the leaders of Gilead begged Jephthah to come and be their leader. And he's like, "Are you sure? I thought she hated me." And they're like, "Oh, no, we want you to be our leader. We promise you will be our leader." So he says, okay. And he sends a word to the king of the Ammonites. "What's up? Why are you attacking us?" And the king of the Ammonites replies, "Because when you came out of Egypt, you ended up taking our land." And Jephthah preaches to him. And he tells them what the Lord has done. He says, when we came out of Egypt, we were a bunch of former slaves wandering in the wilderness, and the Lord was leading us, and we begged for free passage through your land. But instead, you denied that to us. And more than that, we were attacked by the king Sihon. And then the Lord fought on our behalf and won a victory. And that's when he gave us the land. And so you don't have an argument with us. You have an argument with the Lord God who led us here. And he says, why don't you get your god Chemosh to take this on? Now let's talk about Chemosh. Chemosh is a different variation of the god Molech. These are horrible false gods that they would sacrifice children to out of their desperation to get the gods to do what they wanted. And Jephthah says, we'll let the Lord decide between us, these nobody slaves that God has chosen as his people, and you. And so the king of Ammon ignores this message. And it says, then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, but then he goes astray. And he makes a vow, because an unnecessary bargain, an unrequested bargain, where he says, whatever walks out my door, I will give as a sacrifice. Now, he thought it was going to be an animal, but it's not. And so Jephthah goes on to fight, and the Lord gives their enemies into their hands, and it's a victory where the Lord is saving Israel once again. The Lord has judged and decided on behalf of his people. But then when they return, out of the door comes Jephthah's only child, his young teenage daughter. And because he's made this promise, they're saying, we got to follow through with it. And it is this slavish adherence to the law that dooms this girl. And the thing is that no bargain we can make with God works. God does not hold us to our vows. God redeems us by his vow in which he gives his son, through his promise in which he gives his son. And so God does not hold us to the vow of keeping the law, because the law will never save us. The law condemns us. And here we see that condemnation lived out in the death of this virgin daughter. The good news for us is that we are not expected to make these kind of unnecessary, unrequested bargains. We've been given the bargain of the gospel. Well, thanks, my friends. Have a blessed day.